In today's episode, we are going to review my quarterly dividend. So, we're going to look back for the past 3 months and also for the year. So, September is a great month to look back because that's when I really started my dividend growth investing journey. And we're going to look at how I am doing. So, first, if you want to join a channel that is going to help you speed up your journey to financial freedom through dividend growth investing, Stately Investing is the place for you. So, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications, and let's get started. All right, so we are going to start off with my total dividend data. So, this is a chart of all of my portfolios that generate dividend income. And we're going to look at how it did at the end of September in 2020. So first, my main account is my M1 passive account. You can see it here. It has done very well. So the highest month to date so far, with $113.77. That's my main portfolio that most of you guys are familiar with. And obviously that was a great month for me. A lot of companies paid out dividends in that month, and like I said, it's the biggest so far to date. If you look at some of my other accounts, right, so my M1 Roth is also, in its high range, not the highest to date, but also pretty good for how much is in that portfolio. M1 bonds, nothing this month. It usually doesn't hit until the following month, so we'll look at that again in about a month's time. And then my Acorns account is doing its usual thing. Again, this is fairly small. Schwab account really won't see anything until next month. So my Fidelity rollover IRA, this is a pretty big month here. I think it might be the highest to date, or no, it's not the highest to date because December I have a yearly account that actually pays out a yearly dividend, and so December is always the biggest month for that account. But you can see pretty good, 297.84, so almost $300 here compared to last quarter, which was 235. And then some of my other bigger amounts, right? So Robinhood, you guys are also familiar with that account, 35.25. I think next month will be even bigger if we're just following the normal 3-month trend. And then we look at TDs, my two TD accounts. 150 is actually pretty high for my TD rollover account. So totaling all of that up, we are at $620.66, which is amazing, right? This is just 1 month's worth of dividend income for the month. If that was holding consistent, I would be making almost $7,500 a year in dividends, but that is not the case, right? This is just a high on the chart, which we'll jump to in a minute. But overall, you can see that the average has been ticking up, right? With this great month, we've hit an average of $233.68 per month. And then if we look at the overall quarter, I almost got $1,000 in this past 3 months alone. So really, you guys are starting to see the payoffs, right, of just investing more money into these dividend growth companies and just dividend stocks in general. You can see that my M1, that first account, makes up over 24% of my dividend income, right? And we're trying to pump a lot of money into that account and also my Robinhood account. So those are the two places that we're trying to see the most growth. And I always track how much the M1 account is contributing to my overall dividend income. And you can see that it's up over the last quarter. Now, if we look at year over year, right? So I started this real push into dividends in September of last year, September of 2019. So let's scroll back to September of 2019 and see how much I made, right? And this is when I really started tracking all of my accounts. You can see that I made a total of $251.28. So again, not bad, right? It's better than nothing, right? But you can see that's when I really started my M1 account. Really wasn't making a ton of money there. 85 cents in that particular passive income stream, and $0 in the Robinhood account. So you can see overall $251. And now when we scroll to September of this year, you can see that we are at $620.66. So that is a year over year for the month of 147%. That is a lot of growth. Now, obviously, I've been investing quite a fair amount of money into the overall account. All of my portfolios, right, I'm not really taking money out of them. I'm typically putting in more money, and specifically in my M1 passive income portfolio and in my Robinhood accounts, I am putting and continuing to invest in those accounts. So quarter over quarter, you can see I'm up 48.5%, which is also great, right? That's a more realistic measure. Now, there's still fluctuations from quarter to quarter, but these 2 quarters were pretty similar as far as my holdings and what I was doing. I haven't really changed my strategy much from this quarter to this quarter, just investing more money. And so even if my overall stock prices might be neutral or the portfolios might be down price wise, dividends are continuing to grow, right? And that's really the strength of dividend growth investing. So why don't we hop over to the monthly dividends chart so you can see this more clearly. So again, this big spike here is the December 31st of 2019 month, and I think we'll have an even better December of 2020 month, but you guys will have to check out my next quarterly review for that one. But overall, you guys can see that this is my M1, so the blue is my M1 passive income portfolio, and then the red is the remaining, basically, right? So all of the remaining accounts, and that gets you to the total of $620 for the month. So again, if we look back at where I started in September of 2019, I was at 251, and now I'm at 620. So just each month, like, you'll see these comparisons, right? So when we go to October, we'll look at October versus last October, and you should see tremendous growth there as well. Specifically for some of these lower months, you'll probably see really big spikes for this year compared to last year. So overall, that tells you that the strategy is working. Let's jump into M1 specifically, just so you guys can see what's going on here. So you can see that this is my total fund size, right? So I started at $0 and I'm now up to $36,000. So that tells you, right? So if we're looking at how much I'm putting in each month, it shows you, right? I put in quite a bit in September, so $3,500. The market was actually down for the month, right? So I actually lost money, but my dividends were the highest they've ever been. So this is the key, right? Looking at these 2 numbers right here gives you the reason why I like this strategy. I'm still paid these dividends. So as long as these companies don't cut or get rid of their dividends, I'm going to be paid no matter what. Whether the market goes up or the market goes down, I'm going to receive that amount of money. And I really don't have to do anything besides own the company, right? I just have to make smart decisions. I have to do my research and decide on which companies make the most sense for me. And so I love that this strategy pays me even when the market is going down, right? And when the market goes down, I tend to invest more money. So you can see over time, right? Like, this is the amount of money I've been putting in. It gives you a good sense of what I'm doing each month. And really it's paying off, right? So the dividends are starting to grow. You can see that I was expecting to get around $65 this month, right? My forecast was around $65, but in reality, I got $113. So just some great dividends to be had. If you like this strategy, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on notifications, but also leave me a comment, right? So where are you on your dividend growth journey? I'd love to know what you guys have been up to. How has your year been looking so far? As we start to hit the winter months here, what will change in Q4 and how the overall calendar year will look for you guys. I'd love to know if you had any problems with dividend growth. Have you had problems sticking to the strategy? Feel free to leave all those comments below. But this was just a quick review of how I'm doing. I am going to continue with this strategy. I will also look at some of my holdings this month, but we're not going to do that in this video. Maybe next week I'll give you guys a look into my holdings and what I might cut or what I might add for the quarter, and just make sure everything is still looking good from a financial analysis and business analysis perspective. But overall, the dividend strategy is working, and I hope it's working for you out there. So stay safe out there, and I will see you guys again next week.